Hello ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Radolescence. Welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I have a really exciting video for you guys today. Today I'm going to be talking about a brand that I recently stumbled upon, and it's called Perfume Parlour. I'm going to leave all the information down below in case you're interested in checking it out. But this is a company that is based out of the United Kingdom. I recently got contacted by them, and the gentleman said, do you mind if I send you a few fragrances? I want you to check them out and I want you to tell me what you think. So I said I would like to make a video on them if that's okay, and of course he obliged, and now here I am. So what this company is, they're called Perfume Parlour, again links down below, and they make imitation fragrances. So we know that in today's niche market, the price of niche fragrances is comparable to their demand. So for example, I love Aventus and I want Aventus and I have 2 bottles and I want a 3rd and a 4th. And Creed is going to say, okay, time to raise our prices, right? Because people like our products. And that's what we've been seeing with a lot of companies, Tom Ford, Creed, and you can't hate them. They're trying to make a little money too. And I remember when I bought, let me just tell you guys a story. I remember when I bought my first Aventus. It was from Neiman Marcus. I went to my local mall and I bought the Z01 batch. I didn't know what batch it was at the time, but I bought it and I got so many compliments with it. To this date, it's still my most complimented fragrance in my entire collection. And I remember now a few years later, I paid like a little over $300 for it. Now their price is going to go back up to $425. It's definitely a little over $400. I don't remember the exact dollar amount. So now if I want to go and buy that same fragrance, I have to pay $100 more for what many might call an inferior batch, because we know the Z01 batch was like the king of kings, and then there's XO2, and you know, recently people are saying that it kind of lost its oomph and that it's not what it used to be and that it doesn't get the same amount of attention, and it really is a little disappointing. But nonetheless, I still love Creed, but now I have an alternative for it. So if I don't want to use my Creed, I use this product, and it's called Aventus. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, so this is like one of those little kiosks in the mall that send you the oils and they're all like counterfeit, and they don't try to hide the fact that, you know, their fragrances are imitations of more popular fragrances. And no, they don't try to hide it. They're very discreet. They want to, not discreet, they're very open. They're very transparent. They're not discreet. They don't want the consumer to get confused, but they want to aid the consumer in finding a cheaper product. What happens is, I think we see a lot of brands, I'm not going to name any names, but we see a lot of brands in the industry that are discreet, brands that are very sort of covert, secretive, that come up with, they reverse engineer a scent and it smells exactly the same, but they come up with different names, different bottle designs, and we praise them. And if I tell you right now, how many Aventus clones can you think of? I guarantee you can think of at least 1 or 2 Aventus clones off the top of your head. Some of you are really good. Some of you are going to think of more than 5 Aventus clones. I can do more than 5. So with these companies, we show them respect because they're hiding the fact that they're putting out products that are Aventus clones. This company, on the other hand, is not hiding the fact that they make Aventus clones or Royal Oud clones, or here I have a Black Afghano clone. So when I got in contact with this individual, I said, why don't you send me fragrances that I own? Why don't you send me fragrances that I've actually tried? So he sent me Aventus, which you see right here behind me. He sent me Black Afghano. I own it. I did a side-by-side. He sent me Royal Oud, which I don't own, but I've smelled it, had a decant of it, several official samples, and I've worn it a lot, and I'm very familiar with it. This is scary. These fragrances smell 95 to 99% similar to the real thing. If I came up to you and I said, listen, here's a decant of Royal Oud, right? You don't show people the label. You say, here's a decant of Royal Oud. If they spray it on their skin, they're going to say, oh yeah, you're right. What batch is this? Because it smells that close to the real thing. Usually I'm pretty good. If you spray a Creed fragrance, if you spray Green Irish Tweed, and then you spray Trenuit by Armaf, which I love. It made a lot of my top 10 lists. If you spray the 2 side by side, I can probably tell you which one is which. For these, it's very, very difficult to tell which one is which. And Royal Oud really just knocked my socks off. This one I was really surprised by. Black Afghano smells like 99% similar to the real thing. And let me tell you guys, I'm usually not one to promote imitation products. You know, if you go to the dollar store and you see these in the dollar store, usually you're not going to want to buy it. You're going to want to go out there and get the real thing. And I value this because I think Alessandro Gottieri is a genius. I appreciate aesthetic merit. I don't typically advocate perfume plagiarism. I'm a teacher, and I like to set ethical standards for myself and my students. And I would prefer to buy the original, hence the reason why I bought the original. But with an ever-increasing market and a lot of competition and niche prices going up and up, I think a lot of us want to be frugal and conservative, and we want to save our money. And we have a lot of brands whose fragrances cost upwards of $500, $600, $700. And a lot of us just don't have that kind of disposable income. So it's really nice to be able to purchase a product that smells exactly like the real thing at a fraction of the cost. And I mean a very small fraction of the cost. A lot of us might be wondering to ourselves, how can companies like these afford to do that? How can they afford to create less expensive alternatives to more popular fragrances? I don't know if that's what this company does, but there are two processes by which, we'll call them perfumers, make fragrances identical to more popular fragrances. They are called gas chromatography and mass spectrometry. So they usually involve the use of these highly sophisticated machines that reverse engineer the scent. They tell you what goes in it, and from that you are able to recreate it. And this smells 95% similar to Royal Oud. This is actually it smells closer to Royal Oud than Le Mani Intense Black. This is like 95% similar to Black Afghano. I was so shocked when I smelled this for the first time. I couldn't believe my nose. Oh my God. And then the last one is Aventus. I just have to be honest with you guys. I prefer the Armaf. But this smells so much like Aventus when you first spray it. It really does. This one does change a lot on my skin though. So if you want Aventus, I would actually recommend the Armaf. But I think this is a great product. I appreciate what this company is doing. Again, these are not replacements for the real thing. These are substitutes, and really good substitutes at that. But if you like these scents enough and you know you've gone through a couple of these and you're like, listen, I'm ready for the real thing, then please go out there and buy the real thing. But if you want something to hold you over, if you know this is a scent that costs hundreds of dollars and you're just not going to fork up that kind of money to purchase it, check this out. Really, check this out. I know they don't ship the alcohol version overseas. It's illegal, but they will ship this overseas, the oils. I don't know why. I know some companies do it, some don't, but I know they took a chance with me on this, so I really do appreciate it, guys. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think this is a great company. Definitely make sure to check them out. All of the links are going to be down below in case you're interested in checking out what they have to offer, and they're so cheap. They really are. They are dirt cheap. I appreciate what they're doing for the community, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I hope you took something of value from this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Take care. Have a good one, guys. Take care.